Okay, hello everyone and welcome. How's everyone doing today? Happy Friday. Yes, it is a Friday, and yeah, 3 weeks in a row, we've got another new game release on a Friday. Pretty crazy. The good news is this is the last Friday for a while that we're going to have a new release. In fact, it's a little over a month. It's the end of April, where we'll have another new Friday release in the form of Star Fox Zero. But today we are doing POKKEN Tournament all day long. I'll be messing around with this game. This is the unique game that is the combination of Pokemon and a fighting game, even though it really doesn't play like a traditional, 2D mano-a-mano fighter. It looks kind of interesting. So, hello and welcome to the stream. I am Darkside Phil, of course. This will be the game that I'm playing all day today, FYI. And I'm looking forward to it because I want to see what exactly they have done with it. And, what kind of a game this ends up being. In regards to, is it actual competitive? Is it a competitive game? Is it more of like a party game, a la Smash Brothers? Although some people would argue Smash Brothers is a very competitive game. I agree and disagree. It all depends on how you're playing with modifiers and stuff to make it competitive. So, I'm curious to see what exactly there is in the game, especially because just recently, a month ago, right, we had the release of Street Fighter V, and a lot of people incredibly critical of the game because it has almost no content to it besides just repetitive online play, And this day and age, fighting games typically have been coming out with more and more content for the non-competitive player. And, now to see a game, these fighting games coming out bare bones, a lot of people were up in arms about Street Fighter V. So I'm curious to see, if this game, from the makers of Tekken, by the way, it is the same game developers who brought us Tekken, if they have piled on the content or, what direction they're going for. So it could be quite interesting. So hello and welcome everyone to today's first of two streams. I am going to be playing twice today. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. 2 streams of POKKEN Tournament, and I'll be playing it over the weekend as well. At least tomorrow. I'm not sure if come Sunday I'll also be playing POKKEN Tournament. It all depends on how well received it is, if I like it. From what I'm to understand, it's supposed to have a story, an actual story mode, called some kind of a league mode, plus tutorials. So I'll probably start with the tutorials to learn the basic gameplay mechanics, and then probably tackle some of the story mode, and then, once I get a flavor for it, right, and I've played with different characters and such, then maybe I'll try the online gameplay, because obviously I want to play every mode possible in order to get a full viewpoint of what the game actually entails. So I'm pretty excited. This is cool. This is something very different, right? Something refreshing. It's not a typical fighting game. It's not a typical Nintendo game. It's kind of a combination of a lot of things. So we shall see. We shall see how it goes. So, hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for being here. I see more and more people are joining the stream. The stream almost was delayed today, thanks to Gamestop. Really pissed me off. I'll just very quickly go through this story. Just to warn everyone, if you're ever going to call GameStop for anything customer service related, you're going to wait at least 30 minutes, if not longer. Basically, they don't employ many people. They have a call center that probably has about, I would think, 20 to 30 people tops for the entire country. And that's not an exaggeration. That's the actual God's honest truth. Because there's no way that calling a customer service line should require you to wait over 30 minutes no matter when you call. That's the thing about GameStop. It doesn't matter if you call during busy hours, if you call during, a time when no one would be calling. You will wait 30 minutes or more. And it's very frustrating when you need something done. Or you're in a hurry, you're on a schedule, and you can't get any answers, right? So here's what happened. I have a ridiculous amount of GameStop points saved up. And just recently, as you know, I've been picking up a lot of games this month. I picked up Twilight Princess HD, UFC 2. Just a few weeks ago, I picked up Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, Far Cry Primal. So there's a lot of actual physical copies of games that I've been picking up recently. And so I said, well, I've been using all my trading credit. And after using all the trading credit, now I'm finally down to nothing, so I have to actually pay outright for games again. And I said, well, I don't want to pay outright for games. I have all these GameStop points, and I realized I could redeem these points for credit. Not credit, store credit at GameStop. In fact, at one point, I think I had over 200,000 points. So that's like $200 in credit if you want to redeem it. So 2 nights ago, I went to the GameStop website and tried to get my points. It would not work. Would not allow me to log in no matter what I did. And so I was like, this is very frustrating. What's going on? I can't get in. I tried to change my password. Couldn't change the password because it wouldn't send me the email, the automated email, to change my password. So I don't know what's going on. I called their customer service number. We're closed. You must call between business hours. Okay, well, that's frustrating. Why do they have a line where no one's available at night? Really stupid, right? So I thought, all right, maybe it's just a stupid thing. Maybe just the email is not sending. It'll take a day. Waited a whole day. Didn't get the email. So last night again, tried to do this. No, couldn't get the email to change my password. Couldn't log in, and customer service line's closed. I said, son of a bitch. I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to do this tomorrow morning. Today I woke up 30 minutes early, fully expecting that I was going to have to fucking wait a million years to get this done. I knew it, right? So I wake up, still no emails, nothing. Get nothing from these guys. Call them. It's 9 in the morning, my time. They put me on hold for 42 minutes. I just want to reiterate this. 9 in the fucking morning on a Friday. It's not the weekend when there's, higher amount of people trying to do stuff. It's not even prime time. 9 in the morning. 42 minutes of fucking wait time on hold for these assholes to answer the phone. Okay? So, here's the thing. Once I get on the line with them, we resolve the issue within 2 minutes. Like, I'm not even kidding. The guy who I get on the phone knows what he's talking about, has the control over the account, unlocks everything, gets me my password changed, gets me in there. Okay? And, I'm like, okay, great. This is great, right? So I log in. I'm able to print out my coupon, $50 credit, store credit, and everything. So my question is this. Why the fuck did I have to wait 42 fucking minutes? That's why the stream was almost late today. Because I thought for sure, it was, I was going to have delays and everything. Now I still had to go to the store to physically pick up the game. Because good God, trying to get a Nintendo game digitally, I've learned my lesson. I have learned my fucking lesson. Never buy a Nintendo game digitally. They take so long to fucking download. And there's very little, storage memory on the Wii U. You need to use external memory cards, really. And, pretty ridiculous in that regard. But that's a whole other story. Let's not get into that. I got enough to get off my chest this morning about GameStop. So yeah, I knew I had to still go to the store physically, pick up the game. There's usually traffic on a Friday. That's the thing about these Friday releases that kind of annoys me. Typically in the United States, games come out on a Tuesday. Tuesday's pretty slow. I can easily shoot over to GameStop and get home within, say, 20 to 30 minutes because there's not a lot of traffic. Friday, there's like insane traffic everywhere around here. Just because it's Friday, it's the weekend, a lot of people are out. A lot of people, it's their final day of work. They're going around to cash their checks or do whatever they need to do on a Friday. And, pretty frustrating in that regard to even have to pick up a game physically on a Friday. And to have to sit around for 42 minutes wasting time in the morning when I could have been doing many other things that I would like to do, like sleep or maybe get breakfast or, anything is better than waiting 42 minutes on hold on the fucking phone. And it was a complete waste of my time. So I tweeted about it a lot, and some people, oh, you're so negative. I was like, listen, I'm a human. I got to vent about stuff sometimes. And the bottom line is, GameStop is a humongous, ginormous corporation, okay? GameStop, one of the most predatory corporations ever. They capitalize on a secondary market where literally there's no value added to what they do, okay? There isn't. They take in used games for pennies, and then they sell them for exorbitant prices. But people who don't have a lot of money, you know, who would, you know, otherwise would not be able to afford video games, they have to do this to save a few bucks. And I understand it. I totally understand that. So GameStop is a predatory business. This is where they've made the majority of their money, is selling used goods, okay? And they're filthy fucking rich from it. They've become the dominant game company in America, at least. I couldn't say internationally, but in America, there used to be all this, used to have Electronics Boutique, used to have Babbage's, used to have Software Etc., used to have all these little independent chains. They were all swallowed up by the fucking corporate dynamo that is GameStop. And they do a lot of shady business practices. They try to shove shit down your throat. Every time you go in there and you try to buy something, they're constantly trying to fucking, upsell you to crap you don't need and just fucking bullshit. And they have tons of money. There's no excuse that GameStop can't employ enough fucking people at a call center so that you can call and get someone within, like, say, 10 minutes on hold. And even that is a lot. I like to call. I want someone almost immediately. Get a couple minutes hold and get me right the fuck to someone. Why is it when I call my bank because there's an issue, I can get someone within 2 minutes, right? Oh, because that's a bank and that's serious business, right? But because it's GameStop and it's video games, it's not serious business, so they don't actually have to give me any kind of, like, legitimate customer service. So I could just waste 42 fucking minutes. That's insane. So I'm calling them out, GameStop, you motherfuckers. You need to get your shit together. 42 minutes on hold at 9 a.m. in the fucking morning is not acceptable for something that's a password change that takes 2 minutes to fix. You fuckers. Oh, and by the way, there was absolutely no explanation why the password change email never showed up. It wasn't stuck in my spam folder or whatever. It just never came. And they had no explanation. They're like, well, I don't know. Here, I'll manually send you one. And then they manually sent it and I got it. So figure that out. Okay, so anyway, I digress. That's why the stream was almost late. Luckily, it was not late. Luckily, I'm here on time, and we're able to play POKKEN tournament all day today, which is going to be pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited for it. I want to see what it turns out to be. Initially here, the game's been on for like 15 minutes, and I've been watching the demos. The gameplay looks interesting. The graphics look like shit. I don't know. You're going to notice. I mean, I noticed immediately. Everything looks pixely. It actually looks like it's a fucking Nintendo 3DS game that they blew up to 1080p to fill a TV. I don't know what's going on with this game, especially since I'm playing Twilight Princess HD, and that game looks gorgeous. I don't know what their excuse is here that this game doesn't look very good. I guess we'll see. I mean, the gameplay is good. I really won't give a shit. And if there's enough content in the game to hold my interest, like if it's a good story mode and all that, I won't care. But ultimately, this is, we are in a generation of gaming here where you have to think that, these games should be at a certain graphical performance level. This is not the PlayStation 2. This is the Wii U. This is the modern Nintendo console, which they claimed that the Wii U is more graphically powerful than the Xbox 360 and the PS3, but I've yet to see it. So, anyway, that's the only thing I really know. Oh, the other thing. This is a weird thing. I want to bring this up. I want to bring this up with everyone. The game itself, POKKEN Tournament, has a thing, it says right on the front, comes with an Amiibo card inside. An Amiibo card. And I looked at it and I asked the guy at GameStop, I said, what is an Amiibo card? I thought that the way the Amiibos work is you buy the statue or the figurine. At the bottom of it, there's a code you scan into your Wii U, and that's how you get that imported into it, And the guy basically explained, he says, well, they don't have an Amiibo to sell with this, I guess. I don't understand. Like, I guess maybe they thought originally they would have this Shadow Mewtwo Amiibo to sell with it as like a collector's edition. Apparently they don't. But it comes with a card for Shadow Mewtwo that you scan in and you can play as him in the game. Now, from what I'm to understand, Shadow Mewtwo is already in the game, but you have to unlock him. So this basically allows you to play as the unlockable character without unlocking him in the game. But I guess you have to always scan the code. Versus once you unlock him legitimately in the game, you never have to put the code in again. So basically, the code is worthless. unless you're not going to play the modes of the game to unlock the characters, the code is pretty worthless. But I have to say this. at least I got it for free. I didn't have to buy an Amiibo like a couple weeks ago when I bought Zelda Twilight Princess HD, and the only way you could buy this game physically was to buy the Amiibo combo pack, right? Where you pay 10 extra bucks to get the Amiibo from it. And, you know, I'm stuck now with this figurine that I'm never going to use for anything. It just sits around. Now, some people have said, well, maybe you should use that Amiibo, because if you do, you'll get, like, credits. You'll get, like, some maybe in-game currency or credits or outfits. Sometimes you get costumes and stuff. I don't know. Do you? Is it worth it? Because my Amiibo from Twilight Princess is still in the packaging. I have not opened it. And, you know, if I open it, obviously it'll have no value at all. Not to say that I think it's going to have any value. I don't think it will. I think that in a couple of years, Amiibo, the whole market's going to fall out under Amiibos. People are going to realize that they're just little pieces of fucking plastic with DLC tied to them that's already in the game, and that they really have no intrinsic value, and no one's going to want them anymore. Right now, it's a fad. It's going to die out like every other fad. But if I open up this stupid thing, what do I get? I get anything. You know? But the thing that gets me, I'm so confused. Why didn't they do an Amiibo tie-in? This is like the first game in a long time they haven't done an Amiibo tie-in, right? Like, it comes with the code for free. So obviously they had thought originally that they wanted to sell a Mewtwo Amiibo with this thing, and apparently it didn't happen. So they just gave the code away for free. That's really bizarre. Now, they do have a combo pack if you buy this game, which comes with a controller. A special controller just for this game. The controller is silly because I saw it. Basically what it is, it's a stretched out kind of pro controller. It's the controller you actually use to play POKKEN tournament in Japanese arcades, but it's nothing special at all. It looks like a widened version of a standard gamepad that you would play with, you know, on your regular console. And I already have the pro controller. I was like, there's no way I'm going to buy another controller that's going to be game specific. For example, you remember when I bought Smash Brothers? Yeah, and I brought Smash Brothers with that GameCube controller, and I've never used it since because no games support it. It only works with Smash Brothers. So the same thing here. Why am I going to buy a bundle for like $30 extra with a controller I can only use in this game that basically looks the same as like a standard controller? It doesn't give you any advantage. It's not like you need an extra thumbstick to play the game and this one has 3. No, it's nothing like that at all. So it's kind of silly. Alright, so we're going to get started shortly here, everyone. I'm excited to try out POKKEN Tournament. I'd like to thank you for being here on my premiere stream. If you are liking what you see today on the stream, I am going to be doing a second one. Okay? A second stream later tonight. Right now, it's about 12:20 my time. 12:20, like, you know, just a little after noon my time. At 7 p.m. my time, I'll be doing a second session later tonight for a couple hours. Alright? So we'll see. We'll see how things go. And, you know, if I really like the game and we're liking, you know, all the modes of the game, I'll probably play it tomorrow and Sunday. But we'll see. You know, I want to promise the world, and then we play the game and it stinks, and we're like, you know. But I think I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll hold interest. I do. Alright, so we're about to get started. Let me just quickly go through the gratuitous plug segment. So first of all, ladies and gents, if you like my daily live streams, if you like my on-demand videos on YouTube, if you like everything that I do, and you want to see me continue to do it in the full time like I do now, and, you know, you want to support the effort, there's a few things you could do to help out. The first thing you could do is to... The first thing you could do is check out the description of my gameplay streams and videos on YouTube. In the description of every stream and video is a link to the Amazon Associates account. If you use that link, all you gotta do is click on it, and then go shopping on Amazon.com as usual. However you normally just shop for stuff online on Amazon. It gives me referral credit, so it helps out. So please consider doing that. It's no extra work besides a single click. And I want to say thank you to all of you who have done that in the past. Very appreciative of that, okay? Number 2, patreon.com/darksidephil. This is my Patreon account where your pledges directly support my effort to keep doing this, but also give you personal perks and contribute to monthly goals. I want to apologize because I did not have a chance to update my Patreon last night. I was working till past 10:30 at night before I even had a chance to do anything, and I was like, oh, fuck. But here's the deal. I'm going to announce it right now. World premiere. My Patreon goal for the month of March. This is an exciting one, so get ready. It's going to be Patron's Choice again between 3 things for a special marathon that will take place. A bird just flew by my window, scared the shit out of me. He was tweeting. A special marathon that will take place at the end of April. Okay, if we hit this goal. I'm calling this the Blizzard-thon, or Blizzard-a-thon. I have to figure that out better. Because, ladies and gentlemen, in a unique, very unique kind of marathon, I'm going to allow the patrons to choose between 3 different Blizzard games that I will play in a marathon setting at the end of April. And I think this is going to be good. Here's your choices. Number 1, a game that I've played recently and really enjoy. I sunk credits from the iTunes store into it to get huge amounts of cards, build custom decks, and do a lot of stuff. I did 2 streams of it recently, really enjoyed it. Would like to do more. Unfortunately, it doesn't really catch on with the viewing audience, so I figured this would be an opportunity to do it. Hearthstone, of course. That's number 1. Number 2, a game that recently was released within the past year or so. I don't actually remember the release date, but it's a game directly made by Blizzard to compete with other popular games, such as League of Legends. It's Heroes of the Storm. A game where you have a hero, you have to micromanage the hero with all kinds of stuff going on to do combat, and it's kind of similar to, say, Warcraft 3 with mods, which made Dota, right? Only we know the controversy between Dota and Dota 2 and League of Legends and all of that, and so Blizzard came out with Heroes of the Storm. Alright, I would consider doing that as a marathon. And then the third choice, and this one is the one that's the most intriguing to me, and I'm curious to see what people will think. World of Warcraft. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, World of Warcraft, which I played at launch, and for an extended period of time, several months, and which I later on played several times during its lifespan, but at this point, I have not played World of Warcraft for around 10 years. So, that crazy, right? That's going to be one of the choices. So it's going to be a choice. The patrons who pledge $5 or more by the end of this month are going to be able to choose between those 3 games, okay, for me to be playing in a marathon stream. Now, I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know. People might say, wow, I've never seen Phil play an MMO, so go for World of Warcraft. People might say, wow, Heroes of the Storm is hot right now. Let's see that. And, of course, people who've been watching me play Hearthstone might want to see more of that because I've done some fun arena runs and stuff, and they want to see that continue. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, what's going to win the voting. But that is the goal for this month. So, right now it's March 18th. We have until the end of the month, March 31st, for us to hit our funding goal. Right now, I'm not sure. I haven't even checked Patreon. I'm going to be honest with everyone. I haven't even checked Patreon to see if we've hit the funding goal or not. And I haven't put this goal up on the website yet. I have to do that. I'm going to try to do that tonight, okay? But that's the goal. And it's going to be pretty cool no matter what wins. And who knows, if I play World of Warcraft for, 6-7 hours, and I'm doing a character build or whatever, and I'm enjoying the game, I may do something more with it in the future. Same thing with, say, Hearthstone, or something. I may set it up as something that's recurring. I don't know. Alright, so, or Heroes of the Storm as well. I don't know what people will vote on, But anyway, I thought this would be cool. Again, another first. I've never played a MOBA. I've never played an MMO, and I just started playing Hearthstone, so it's like no matter what the marathon ends up being, it's kind of something unique, okay? So, patreon.com/DarksidePhil. If you pledge $5 by the end of this month, and we hit the funding goal, you'll be voting on which of those 3 you want to see me play in the marathon at the end of April. If we don't hit the funding goal, it's not going to happen, okay? This is the motivation to get people to pledge to my Patreon. Now, in addition to that goal, you also get personal perks, such as getting premium forum access, being able to get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, getting a private Q&A video made, and getting text and verbal thank yous in my videos. Okay? So, wow, people are actually pretty damn excited. Huh. People are pretty excited in the stream chat for this, apparently. This goal that I just announced. They're like, holy shit. Either I guess they're really excited because I never played a MOBA, but they're also excited because World of Warcraft. Pretty interesting. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this will motivate people to pledge, which is good, because that's the point of the goals, to motivate people to pledge. You know, as I've said, this year, very financially challenging for me. You know, I'm not going to go into super specifics about it, but your pledges help more than ever, and just so you know, it's not like you have to pledge a giant amount. Small pledges help a lot. The most successful Patreon accounts are ones who have a ton of people who pledge a little bit. So, you know, $5 this month, and then reduce it to $1 a month. That's awesome. If everyone did that, I'd never have to worry about YouTube views or financial stuff again, okay? Alright, so anyway. That's Patreon stuff. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Please check it out. And then last but not least, my girlfriend Leanna owns her own business called The Black Currant, where she sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. Check it out at Etsy.com/shop/The Black Currant, spelled Currant. She just celebrated her 1-year anniversary and launched her spring line of products, which includes a bunch of scents that I helped her pick out, including one called Kentish Rain, which I absolutely love. I just showered last night and used it, and I smell great. It smells like Irish Spring, only kind of better, actually. In addition to all of that, she just started doing first-class USPS shipping, which is a lot cheaper than the priority mail she was using previously. So if you live in the United States, you can take advantage of that. Unfortunately, international, it's required to ship via priority mail, via exporting regulations and herpa-derpa-derp. But check it out. Most people who check out the business and try the products love them. She's had nothing but positive feedback. Okay, thank you, everyone. I appreciate the fact that you put up with my gratuitous plugs. And now we're going to begin with a day marathon of POKKEN tournament. We'll probably start with the tutorial. And once that's done, probably go into some of the story. And, you know, I don't know if I'll dabble with online play soon. We'll see, okay? Alright, everyone. Thank you very much. Let us begin.